Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. I'm Kyle, this is Haarris. I play for the Titans. He plays for
The Victoria's Secret.
Victoria's Secret, and they have been victorious. They certainly were last week.
Wait, what team did we beat?
That was a fluke.
Who did we beat?
You didn't score on offense.
Well, what team did we beat?
You beat the Titans in a close one.
Oh, that's right. What team do you play for?
I play for the Titans, the same team that was getting sacks on you and putting you on your back one play. It did help you up though. I was a nice guy.
All right, I'll give you that.
All right. Anyway, so we're gonna try to do our own power rankings on a weekly basis because we love this league. We enjoy playing it, and we know that a lot of people do view these power rankings. You don't have to agree with us. You don't have to like it. We're gonna try to be as respectful as we can and as honest as we can. Okay, so let's start off with our first team. And we actually agreed upon all these prior to going in this video. So this is our power rankings. It's not Kyle or Haarris individual. It's something that we agreed upon. And we like the Union as our number one.
With much debate, of course.
With much debate. It was either between them or the Hurricanes. And we looked at how much points have been allowed. And the Union has only allowed 6 points all year versus...
Versus 13 by the
Hurricanes, but still nonetheless shutouts and it's 2 straight shutouts in a row now. And this team was 9-0 last year, and then had an issue late in the season. But you could argue that they could have won their second championship in a row last year, and they certainly look good this year. One thing that also made us consider dropping them is the loss of Kareem Mahmoud, who we've both personally went against on the line, and we know he's a great player, and that's a great loss for that team. But nonetheless, we had to go with Union at number 1.
Don't forget, they also scored like 11 more points than the Hurricanes. So.
Very true. Very good point. All right, Hurricanes at number 2 seems to be, you wonder why they would go out and get a new quarterback after winning a championship with the quarterback that they had last year. But nonetheless, he seems to be a good player. And by the way, when I say this, I respect to all players out there. I'm just, being honest with you. And they have a nice addition in Azar Ashfaq, who we played with the previous 2 years. He's up there in interceptions. He seems to be doing his thing. I know he scored. I believe he scored on offense last week from what my friend Tucky informed me. So that seems to be a good pickup for them. They're looking good.
And they're doing good. They have a new quarterback. I think his name's Terrence Highsmith. I mean, Dave Kilkenny's always been a good quarterback in the league. He's been consistently one of the best.
Yeah.
And they decided, I guess he wanted to play wide receiver, but...
And he's making plays. I saw him making plays on defense.
Yeah, they haven't missed a beat.
Yeah. So they seem to be fine. Third, Swagmanian Devils.
And like we said, this is the rankings that we agreed on. And Swag is another team, great athletes. They have a great receiving core with D'Lo and Manny Sweeney. And they've always...
By the way, he probably doesn't get enough recognition. I'm not exactly sure what his name, but number 84, back of his jersey says Most. He's a good player as well. I have respect for him, so I think he's a nice...
Okay.
And the quarterback, they also have a new quarterback this year. I've been impressed with him when I played against him. He did claim that the refs were calling or staged the game, or were betting on the game when we played them. But he's a good quarterback nonetheless.
I feel bad for laughing, but come on. It's a rec flag football league.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and what else can you say about them? Solid line. They added some nice pieces too. They add Big Country, Jay McPeters, and they add a couple of other players on the few players that actually did something on replacements. I'm forgetting the other 2 guys' names, but I'm giving respect out to you guys that I even remembered you at all. But yeah, so they seem to be a team that's even gotten better as well.
All right, moving on.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't want to be biased. I'll let you do the talking for this one.
Okay, I was trying to let you go, but VS, Victoria's Secret, number 4, Haarris' team. We just played them last week. We lost in a 6-2 thriller or a 6-2 stinker, however you want to look at it, if you're a defensive or offensive guy. And we held them to without an offensive touchdown. They scored on a pick 6 which was a heartbreaking and devastating. We actually scored first on a safety.
I actually felt bad I scored for them.
Bad snap. By the way, my scouting report, I said that you might snap in the dirt if you're concerned about making the block.
Ooh.
And I was right, actually.
You know what's even worse is like after I did that bad snap, you rubbed it. You didn't rub it in my face. We're like, I knew he was gonna snap in the dirt. That killed me inside.
I'm
That
sorry.
hurt.
It was just the passion on the field.
No, it's fine.
You know.
No, I have no issue with it.
But hey, you know what? You did your thing, and you know, I wasn't on you all game, but I know that you had a couple nice blocks on me, and you know, certainly, I love the guys on my team, but you did a great job against them, and they had no pressure. You know, when they were rushing against you. So VS. Darshek seems to be a real legit quarterback. I do have much respect for him. I do think that every now and then I accused him, at least on the field, of playing in the theatrics, trying to fall down every now and then. But I don't know how truthful I really am in that statement. Sometimes it's just the passion on the field.
Wait, is that after you ran into him?
Yeah, but I tapped him, though. But anyway,
do you realize how big you are?
I didn't run into him that hard. He has great pocket presence, though. I love the way the guy steps up in the pocket. I felt like I could have sacked him 6 or 7 times last week, but he was able to feel the pressure and step up to where his blocking was and deliver the ball downfield, and he did make a couple nice throws downfield. What would you like to add to it? I know this is your team, you don't want to be biased, but...
I think you've done enough for it. I think we're playing well together, we're enjoying playing with each other, and that's important.
Yeah, that is important.
So, let's move on to our 5th team.
Our 5th team is Boonton Bounty Hunters, and this was also debatable. Team that's in the championship last year. I really like some of the players that they have on their team. I think his name's Brandon, number 8. He's a player. Also number 1, I'm sorry brother, I don't know your name. At least not yet, I hope to. But he's a player as well. They seem to play well together. Not quite sure if they have Nick Musap playing with them anymore. He's obviously a player. Solid team all around.
I remember like when we first played them 2 years ago, they beat us in a heartbreak. Or actually, I guess it was 3 years ago.
It was the 2012 JAMS, so it wasn't the previous season, it was the season before that, yeah. And they did beat us on a Hail Mary.
It was a heartbreaker, but they still played well, and they're still a good team.
Yeah, they're a good team, and I think that, I know they started the season off a little rough, but I think that they will rebound. 6, we have Code Red. They have a new makeover this year, new quarterback. Seems like they've had a new quarterback the previous 3 seasons. Last year, Shake was playing quarterback for them. The year before that, I'm not quite sure what the guy's name was. Maybe
I don't know myself, so.
Yeah.
But this year it's
Dan
big
up.
up.
His name was Dan or something like that. But anyway.
Well, this year it's Omar Abbasi, previously of the Spartans, and he's taking the snaps under center, and they just actually beat his whole team last year. They called it the rivalry game, and they came out victorious. Although
a 1-point victory.
I mean,
a close one.
One of the things was you can't really see it on camera, but the Spartans' last drive, they just barely missed out on the touchdown.
Barely. And there was speculation that it might have been a tackle or something like that.
I mean, once again, it's not really clear on the video, but it didn't look like a clean flag grab.
Yeah.
But they still won out. They still stayed resilient. Respect to them.
Respect to them, agreed with that. And I know that they added one of my former teammates last year, Moise Khan, and who's always been someone who's borderline on the brink of, making an all-star game. And, some of the people on our team felt that he should have gotten more recognition for that. And maybe he will this year. We'll see. 7, we really had a lot of debate over this one.
Like, this was total toss-up. We went back and forth. He liked one team, I liked another. So in the end, we took the easy way out. We went with the tie.
We went the tie. So there's a tie at 7 between Dime City and the Gladiators. Dime City was the only team to score against the Union so far.
Which is a huge accomplishment.
Yes.
The Union only have given up 1 touchdown this year, and it's Dime City.
Yeah, so, and Gladiators, I've grown to have respect for Gladiators over the past 2 seasons. Always felt that they were solid on the offensive line, one of the more physical teams. And while they have lost some talent and the new makeover at quarterback and whatnot, it seems that they've also added some talent.
Wait, but is there a new quarterback though? think Rodney had some stats, so.
Maybe Rodney was playing quarterback, but I think he's playing receiver this year. And from what I was told, he wants to play receiver.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what the deal is at quarterback. I do know, and I did see it with my own eyes, first game of the season, they played with Al Tampa at quarterback, who I actually played against Al Tampa in high school. And we beat them, by the way, even though they won a state title that year. We beat them 19-18.
How do you remember that?
I remember football stats and things like that. I remember the last, since we're getting this, last play of the game, Al probably wishes he threw the ball. He hands off the ball to a guy named Byron Lewin. I blow up their left tackle in the backfield, and then my boy Scott Hunterton goes in, stops Byron Lewin. They went for a 2-point conversion to win the game, and they didn't get it. And then we ended up winning 19-18. But anyway, this is about JAMS, not high school football. But anyway, Al Tampa, he played for them the first game, but the last game I saw was Brian Linden, who played for them at quarterback. And I kind of liked what I saw from him. He was doing the Russell Wilson, and he was wearing the Seattle Seahawks jerseys, because now Gladiators got new jerseys, Seattle Seahawks colored. And I see Brian Linden, he's pump faking like Russell Wilson and running the ball. And I kind of liked what I saw from him. They only put up 6 points. But I like Gladiators, but it was a tough one, so we had to put them both at 7.
Wait, I just have a question.
Yes.
Did this Brian Linden play for Swag last year?
No, Brian has played for Gladiators all 3 years that I've been in the league.
Okay. I might be completely wrong. I really don't remember who Swag's old quarterback was last year.
What was his name? Something Joe Maraglia or something like that. And if we're pronouncing the name wrong, if we're butchering the name, please forgive us. We don't know everyone on a very personal level, but we hope to get to know you more. And by the way, leave a comment if we have mispronounced your name or something like that, because it is our intention to fix that. So Dime City Gladiators.
7A, 7B.
Yep, 7A, 7B. So then let's go to number 9 in our power rankings. We have my Titans at number 9. And you might be thinking, oh, how could you give, they have a worse record than the Knights. How could you rank them above? Well, we've let up only, 14 points in 3 games, only 1 offensive touchdown in 3 games, and we've played offensive powerhouse in Swag and another offensive powerhouse in VS. And, say what you want about Gamebreakers, but they also put up 20 in 1 game. So our defense is there. I feel like if and when we do fix the offense, we will be a team to be reckoned with.
And I won't argue that. Your defense is really strong. You guys have a consistent pass rush. And, well, your offense, for our game, your quarterback got hurt. So you had to go with the backup, and that's never an easy situation.
Yeah.
But you guys do have talent. Especially, I think, your wide receiver, number 1?
Yes, Muhammad Ramadan.
All right. Yeah, he was a player.
He is a player. He was all-county in high school. And I think he had a lot of colleges looking at him and stuff. And I love you, Mo Ra, if you're watching. But anyway, one person you want to be on the lookout for, and I'm just saying, you better hope that he doesn't play against you. My older brother, Gary Smith, if and when he plays, I'm just telling you, watch out. You want a game plan for him. Might be the best lineman in this league. He hasn't played yet, but maybe he'll be making a guest appearance soon. Hopefully. We'll see what happens. Okay, so, and then we liked Spartans we liked Knights at number 10.
To be fair, I haven't seen much of the Knights. And one thing that kind of confused me about the league this year is, I feel like every new team either has a black jersey or a white jersey. Or both, like you guys.
Agreed, and yeah, we're reversible jerseys, and the Knights are white, I believe, and then Dime City is white as well. Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's just a league. But
yeah, I don't know what to say about that either.
So
I'm glad that we have a reversible, though. I think they have a reversible, too. I don't know exactly how it works out, though.
So I haven't seen much of the Knights. What's your opinion?
Me neither. I don't know too much about them. I do know 2 players on their team, Mohamed Afifi and Ahmed, their captain. And I do know that Ahmed, he seems to be a good coach on the field, and I always see him coaching the boys up. I do know he's a pretty decent blocker himself. And hey, they beat the Gladiators, shut them out 9-0, and in my opinion, that's no easy task. And maybe the Gladiators are going through transition, so maybe that speaks to that win. Obviously, maybe Ahmed knew what the Gladiators were going to run, and maybe that helped out the Knights' game plan. Who knows? But nonetheless, you shut out a team. It's an impressive win in my book.
All right. Although I will say that, I want to say the league average of points given up is around 36. It's 35, 36, somewhere around there, mid-30s. So there's about 7 teams that have general round points in the mid 30s. What separates the Knights and why they're also lower is that they've only scored 16, whereas the other teams have scored almost like a full touchdown more. So they got that working against them.
Yeah, agreed. Spartans number 11. This team seems to be losing heartbreakers. I was at the game, Riverside Park. It's a Hail Mary by Dime City. City. Last play of the game, and it's a tipped ball. Dime City comes down with the ball, and Spartans loses a heartbreaker.
My thing about Spartans, where's the offense? Yeah, you're switching out QBs. It's a transitional phase for you guys. But you guys have only scored 1 touchdown in each of your games. Or rather, 3 touchdowns in 3 games. But still, you guys got to find your offense quick. Your defense isn't holding up too well either, according to the first game and the second game. You did play well against Code Red, though, in your rivalry game.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens with the Spartans. I don't think I played the Spartans in each of my regular season as a player in this league. We did scrimmage them once, so I'm not too familiar with them. I do know a lot of people on the team, and I do know that a lot of people on our team view them as a rival, and I really look forward to playing you guys. I know that we wanted to play them first game of the season. We'll be playing them later in the season, but hopefully that they can get their offense figured out by that point in time. And lastly, we have the Gamebreakers at number 12. Gamebreakers have been in the league for a couple years now. They're not one of the new teams, but it seems to be the same old stuff with them. What do you think?
My biggest point about the Gamebreakers is that they're involved in one of the rarest occasions this year. The 0-0 tie? How often does that happen?
Yeah, right? 0-0 time. And you know what? And with all due respect to the Gamebreakers, you guys did enough to tie that game, but we only had 10 players, and it's not an excuse. We deserve to tie. If we had a full squad, not everyone playing both ways, and we had some more of our skill position players, I don't think that game would have ended in a tie. But, hey, it did, and hats off to you guys for making that game turn out the way it did. But
my last thing about Gamebreakers is that they scored 20 points all in one game. It was against us, BS. There were some questionable aspects, maybe a tied flag, and then one garbage time touchdown, which actually went right through my hands.
Really?
So,
I did not know that.
I was pass rushing. I literally put my hands up like this, and it went right through and into the guy's lap. So.
Wow, I did not know that.
I don't like to bring that part up.
But nonetheless, hey, listen, when you got a team down, you got to step on the jugular vein, and you guys didn't do that. And hats off to the Gamebreakers for scoring when they were down. And if they did tie their flag, then hopefully that doesn't happen again, because that's not cool and that's illegal. But anyway, any final thoughts that you would like to say before we conclude?
Well, this week we don't have any games. It's Eid for those of us celebrating. So Eid Mubarak to you all.
Absolutely. Eid Mubarak. Make sure that, if you are celebrating, that you make sure that you enjoy yourself, try to get a new outfit, and, make sure that you heal up and rest well and come back strong for the rest of the season. With that being said, this is Haarris, Victoria's Secret. I'm Kyle from the Titans, and we were both formerly of GPAC.
Mm-hmm. Rest in peace.
The good old days of GPAC. But anyway, Kyle and Haarris giving you weekly power rankings. With that, assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. We are out.